Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl RX. I'm back again today, okay, with another video. Okay, so before we get into this video, I want to tell you guys all to please like this video, add a comment, subscribe to the channel, and share this video, okay? Because I'm about to drop some jewels on y'all today, okay? And if you've been rocking with me since day one, much love, much appreciation to my Wonder family out there, okay? All right, let's get into this video. So this right here is a series that I'm actually about to get started on, okay? So as you guys all know, I'm super into like healing modalities, okay? Like anything that is like ancient, anything that is like, you know, that has been around for years and years, that has been proven, is something that I'm always interested in. Whether I utilize it or not, I'm always learning about these things, okay? But the stuff I'm talking to you guys about today are definitely things that I utilize, okay? That I, you know, inquire, you know, with like all the time, you know, like almost daily, to be honest with you, okay? So listen, let's get right into it, okay? Let's get right into it. The first thing that I am talking to you guys about today will be the practice of Reiki, okay? Reiki energy healing, okay? This is something that I absolutely enjoy. This is something that I absolutely, you know, find extremely interesting. And one of the more interesting things about Reiki is that it's not that old. It's literally like 100 years old, maybe a little bit more than 100 years old by now. But it's been used, you know, so much. And let's get right into that, okay? So, as I mentioned, Reiki is energy healing, okay? And like I said, this is about 100 years old, and it was discovered and created, and I guess you can say like invented, by Dr. Usui. And this right here happened in the country of Japan, okay? This was in Japan. So this guy, he goes up to this mountain, right? It was called Mount Kurama. And he goes up there for like 21 days, and like he was like led to this mountain to go up there and to, you know, get information. So he's up here in this mountain, he's doing a fast, so he's not eating anything, okay? So he's up there, and the only reason why he knew that it was 21, because every day he would go and find a rock before the sun came out, and he would throw the rock. And you know, it amounted out to be 21 rocks. So he was up there for 21 days. So he's up there, and like the final day, he says that this like the sky opened up, and like this like light came to him, this light, and he said that it was bright like the sun. And it came to him, and it started showing him these different, you know, hand gestures that you use within Reiki and all this different stuff, and you know, all the writings on the palms and all that, which is all a part of what Reiki is. It's about, you know, invoking the universal energy, right? So they show him all these hand gestures, and he starts doing them, and he's like, you know, running down this hill, and he hits his foot on something. So his foot, you know, gets all jacked up. So he stops, and he starts using this method on his foot, and boom, it heals his foot like that. So he goes out into the town. Of course, people think he's crazy, you know, but he goes out into the town, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, he's healing everybody using this method that he just learned, okay? So that right there is like the history, like a brief history. You can go read the full story yourself. I definitely encourage you to do that. But that's like a brief, you know, history lesson of where Reiki actually came from. So from there, it was kind of like word of mouth, and it kind of spread from Japan to like, you know, Hawaii, and now here, you know, in like America, and really all around the world, to be honest with you. But you have to be like initiated into Reiki. You can't just watch something online and be like, oh, that's how you do it. Like, no, like this is a lot deeper than that, right? But you know, that's the basis of what Reiki is. It's energy healing through the hands, because we all know that our hands have portals, okay? How did Jesus heal people? He healed people through the hands. Like historically, if you look at these figures throughout the years, they were using their hands to lay on people. I mean, you even see this going on today. Use your hands to lay on people, and that right there is where the energy, the life force energy, the universal energy is passed through. It's passed through the hands to heal people. And I've seen, you know, this kind of stuff multiple times, where somebody will like, you know, touch someone, next thing you know, that person is like, you know, healed or whatever. Like, the hands are very powerful, people, okay? The hands are very powerful. Reiki is holistic healing, okay? So it doesn't only heal the physical body. It can also heal, you know, the mental. It can also heal, you know, your spirit, and it can also heal you emotionally. It's not just like one thing or another. It's very, very holistic, and it's a deep healing method. It's a very, very deep healing method. And things that Reiki can help with would be like stress, anxiety, depression, physical ailments, if you're having like, you know, trouble sleeping, if you're having like, you know, spiritual blockages, you know, throughout your body, you can use Reiki on those things. But you can also use Reiki on like an object. So say if like someone gifted you, you know, like a piece of jewelry or something, like you can do Reiki on that piece of jewelry to like, you know, cleanse that, cleanse the energy field of that piece of jewelry. You can use it on like your pet. You can use it on like your plants. I'll tell you guys a story about that in a second. You can use it on pretty much anything that is alive. You know what I'm saying? So plants, you know, trees, people, children. It's very safe. It's not something that's going to like harm anybody if it's done right. Okay, you gotta make sure y'all go into certified people here, okay? Make sure you see their certificate before you go up over here and let folks lay their hands up on you, okay? Keep that in mind. So so Reiki can be used for a multitude of things, and it is used for a multitude of things. And I know some people be like, oh, that stuff is witchcraft, that stuff is weird, that stuff is bad, that stuff don't work. Like, it's not anything bad. It's literally a healing method, okay? And it's actually tons of studies out there. Go read yourself some peer review articles, okay? Do your homework, do your research, okay? Because I already did mine, okay? So make sure you do yours, okay? So make sure you guys go and see the studies that have been done, you know, with Reiki. See the studies that have been done on people who, you know, received Reiki for their healing, and the people who didn't receive for their healing, and who healed first. You know what I'm saying? Was it the people who got the Reiki, or was it the people who didn't get the Reiki? Okay, you go get the answers and you come back to this video and you tell me, okay? Put it in the comments. Let me know what you found in your research, okay? Personal experience with Reiki has always been that of like positivity, okay? So I seen someone one time, and this person was going through like one of the roughest times in their life. Like literally one of the roughest times of their life, okay? I'm not going to say who it was or anything like that, but this right here, it's a family member of someone who was murdered, okay? We all know who this person was that was murdered. I'm just going to say that, okay? But his mom, his family member, his mom, she was going through it real bad, okay? Real bad. She's distraught, you know, she can't believe it. You know, they just, you know, took her son from her. And it just so happened to be a weekend where at my spiritual center, they were having a Reiki convention. So there are nothing but Reiki masters there. So she comes in and they all just start working on her immediately. Like when I tell you that this woman was healed, okay, this woman was healed, okay, and it was like, oh my God, like just to like witness that and just to like see that and to like, you know, hear. And it was like hours of like Reiki as well. It wasn't just like a let me touch you, now you heal. No, it was hours of work, because it was, you know, if the wound is deep, you gotta take more time on that, you know. But I just saw this woman be healed. And there was another situation where you know, I was involved in like a healing ceremony, and you know, hands were placed on me to do Reiki on me. And like literally, like I felt this. It was like things within me coming up to the surface. Things that I kind of forgot about, things that I kind of like suppressed. Like I wasn't thinking about that stuff. But it came up and I was able to deal with it. And I was like, whoa, like that was really intense. Like I want to be able to do this for other people. So I started, you know, taking Reiki classes, and it's like a whole, you know, system that you have to kind of like go through. You can't, they don't just hand out certificates, people. Like you have to put the hours in, okay? You gotta put the hours in, you gotta put the work in, you feel me? So it was just really, really near and dear to my heart that I would, like, you know, be doing these things to help other people, because I'm all about healing people, you know? So I went through the motions, I went through the process. You know, I became certified as a Reiki healer. You know, you have to do a lot. You have to be initiated and stuff like that. You have to go through your 21 days of like fasting and all that. It's very, very intense. And every night I would do Reiki. I would do it on myself. I was like traveling at one point, and I was a little bit sick. I kind of wasn't feeling that good. And I'm like, oh my God, this is like the weather change? Is it like, you know, jet lag? I wasn't sure what it was. So that night, I made sure I went in, you know, into like the room. I was able to, you know, cleanse my space using sage spray and moon water spray. You know, make sure you get that 7 Wonders moon water spray, okay? May 1st, okay? So I was like, okay, let me just like see what's going on. And I just went in with the Reiki that night. I mean, I went in, okay? And I just realized, you know, that things within me were like off balance. And I didn't know. I had no idea, because it's like whenever you live in your life, you feel me? You live in your greatest life, your best life and all that, you know? You sometimes don't always check in with yourself. You're just going. You know what I'm saying? You got kids, you got work, you got to cook dinner, you got to go to the gym, you got all these things going on. You don't always have time to like check in with yourself. So that's what was going on with me. I didn't check in with myself, you know, through the traveling experience. There was a lot of stuff going on, and I was able to like deal with it. It just brought everything up to the surface, and I was able to deal with it, okay? Another situation where like my knee was like bothering me, right? My knee was bothering me, and I'm like, oh my God, like what is this? So I'm like, I'm gonna just do Reiki and just see. I'm gonna just do Reiki and I'm gonna just see. So I did the Reiki on my knee, and like it was like what pain? You feel me? It was like what pain? Okay. I had a plant, this plant, oh my God, I went out of town and nobody watered my plant, okay? I was like, what the heck? So I came home and the plant was so sad. The plant was like this. It was just like sad. Like it was just sad. And I saw this plant and I'm like, oh my God, like I have to do Reiki on this plant. And I did Reiki on the plant. I gave it water and sunlight as well. You know what I'm saying? Gotta, you know, have that balance of everything. You feel me? And like within like 2 days, this plant was thriving. Okay, I'm talking thriving. This plant is like doing real good right now. Okay, people are real good. So I was just like, oh my God, like Reiki is actually something that works. So that right there is a service that I do offer people. I personally only do Reiki in person. Like I know some people will say, oh, we can do Reiki over Zoom. Oh, we can do Reiki over the phone. Oh, at this time, we don't have to be on the phone or Zoom. I'm going to do Reiki on you from where I'm at. And they do say that it's okay. Okay, I'm not going to completely knock that, but I'm not going to do it. Okay, that's just me. I'm not going to be like, yeah, at 10 p.m., I'm going to lay down in my bed and do Reiki on me and you're across the world. Although energy healing, so, you know, it doesn't matter if you two are in the same room or not, because energy, like Kendrick Lamar say, I can feel your energy from 2 planets away. Okay, like you could, it'll work. From what I heard, it'll work. But I just am more hands-on of a person. You feel me? I'm more hands-on of a person. And one thing I also want to add up in here that people always be saying about, like, you know, Reiki being bad. Like, Reiki is not a religion. Like, some people be like confused. I think that Reiki, you have to be like subscribed as like a Buddhist to do Reiki or something like that. No, Reiki is not. It's a healing method. It's not religious, okay? It's not religious at all, actually. So I just want you guys to keep that in mind, all right? So yeah, Reiki is amazing. Reiki is beautiful. And if you want to do Reiki with someone, make sure that you find a trusted practitioner in your area to do Reiki on you. You know, ideally in person. You know, you want to be there with them. You know, you want to see how they got their setup, see what they got going on, see what they talking about. Is this person listening to you? Are they hearing your needs and all those good stuff, all those good things? So just make sure that you find someone that you trust and someone that vibe with you, okay, before you just go doing Reiki. And if you want to do Reiki with me, you guys always hit me up, book a session, but it will have to be in person, okay, because it cannot be over the phone for me, okay? So let's get into number 2, okay? Let's get into the number 2 healing modality of the series. Okay, so the next healing modality, I love this one, okay? I love all of them. I really love this one. I do this one all the time. It's sound healing, okay? Or some people will say sound therapy. Okay, so look, sound is like, I mean, we're always surrounded by sound, right? We're always surrounded by sounds. We're always surrounded by, you know, noises, things like that. And sound is very powerful. Like, sound is like extreme. I don't think that people always understand and know how important sound is, and the sounds that we consciously listen to through music, through TV, through the radio, through conversations that we have. Like, sound is like so important, okay? And sound can be used to heal, or sound can be used to destroy, okay? Sound healing, which I like to call it sound healing, is basically made up of utilizing instruments. It can be drums, it can be, you know, copper bowls, it could be quartz bowls, it can be strings, it can be, you know, maracas, or anything that you can like shake. All that right there is sound. It could be any instrument, to be honest with you, as long as it's like a live instrument and it's like, you know, real sound and not played through like a recording. Okay, so that right there is all, you know, that's sound healing. You know, you can use any one of those things, you know, by yourself, with a group of people. Someone can use it on you, and that right there is like a really, really good healing modality, because sound therapy is actually, you know, utilizing frequencies to create sound waves for healing of the mind, body, soul, and emotions as well. Okay, it can also heal your emotions if you're sad, you know, if you're like too excited to like calm down. It can just like balance all that out for you. Okay, so sound healing is actually thousands of years old. Like, you can look all the way back to like thousands of years ago to people using sound healing as a modality to you know, add to or to break down. Okay, we'll get more into that later, but it is a method that is thousands of years old. That's why it bothers me when people be like, oh, that's new age, that's new age, you're using new age. No, this right here is actually old age. It never went anywhere, and it's been here. Y'all went and did something else. Okay, don't do that, don't do that. Okay, this right here has been here, this right here has been working for us, and it's gonna keep working for us, because these right here are ancient natural things from the earth that we have access to. You know, we can use these things. We can utilize sound bowls and frequencies and things like that for you know, multitude of reasons. It could, you know, help out to reduce stress, take away anxiety, take away depression. Okay, it can also help with like you know, mental ailments, physical ailments. All these things right here have been used historically to you know, help someone, to heal someone. It's not new age. Okay, this right here is ancient age. All right, make sure you keep that in mind whenever they tell y'all it's new age. Let them know RX said it's ancient age. Okay, period. But also beware. Okay, there's also a downside of sound therapy. Okay, sound healing, there's a downside of it. The downside can be nausea and dizziness. Okay, depends on you know, what you're using, and if you're using it too much. I'll tell you guys a quick story. I remember when I first got my quartz sound bowl. Okay, it's for the crown chakra, and I was playing it all day. Like, I was so happy to have it. Oh my god, y'all have no idea how happy I was to have this sound bowl. Okay, I was playing it like all day. I'm talking like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, like just throughout the day randomly, like, ooh, let me go play it, let me go play it. And I would just sit there, ooh, I'm healing, this is so good, this is so nice, and all that stuff. And all of a sudden I started feeling like, you know, kind of like off. And I'm like, oh my god, am I playing it too much? Like maybe I should stop. So I looked online, and sure enough, it said that you're not supposed to be playing it so much if you first get it, if you're not used to it, because it's an unfamiliar frequency that you're not used to hearing. And it can, you know, if you do it too much, then it's gonna be, you know, some side effects, you know, dizziness, nausea. You know, that right there can be the side effects. I think that the same thing happens. I have another one for my throat chakra, right? For like creativity, all that good stuff. And I'm playing that one. I was playing that one too much, and my ears started to like hurt. My ears were like bothering me, because, you know, the throat is connected to like the ears, you know? So it was like bothering my ears, and I'm like, oh my god, like I'm playing it too much. Like I have to, you know, stop. So now whenever I do play it, I mean, I've graduated, you know, past the 5-minute mark. I would say if you're a beginner, only do it for like 5 minutes. Like, and then wait like some hours and then do it another 5 minutes. Don't be like, oh, let me sit down and do this right here for 30 minutes because RX said. No. If you're not used to this right here, then you gotta be real careful, okay? And I also know that people like to utilize like YouTube, right? YouTube for like the Tibetan sound bowls and, you know, sound baths and things like that, which is good. It's effective because I actually sleep to frequency music. I actually put on, you know, like certain amount like hertz and stuff like that, like, you know, like a black screen or whatever, and I will go to sleep to that because it helps me to sleep. It helps me to like stay asleep. It's very, very soothing. If I'm stressed out, I'll listen to it on the on like YouTube in my car or something like that, and like it definitely does balance me out. But it's way more effective, like way more effective when you are like playing it yourself or you're like right next to it, and like you could literally hear the vibration coming at you. Like you could literally feel it throughout your body. You could literally feel the vibration and like those sonic waves like healing you. It's something that you can literally feel, okay? So I think that you know, if you wanted to find someone who will do like a sound bath for it, I do sound baths as well, you know, in person only. It's the same thing with the Reiki. Like I would suggest to be in person with that person so you can be in that like healing environment, in that healing space, and they could play, you know, those bowls for you and play those sounds for you and stuff like that. And I think that it's also important to like book a session that's like 30 minutes. You know, maybe only do it like once a week or once every 2 weeks or something like that, because like I said, you don't want to be doing too much, because if you do too much, it can have an adverse effect. But it also depends on your stress level and how much you can, like, you know, take. If you can take it and you know you're gonna be good and you're real stressed out, girl, get that hour in. You feel me? Get that hour in. Do what you gotta do, okay? But if it's like, you know, if it's not that serious, if the cut ain't that deep, you don't need all that to do all that work on it. You know what I'm saying? But people always hit me up to do sound baths for them over the phone, and I have done it a few times. Okay, I have done it a few times over like Zoom or whatever. But and people always tell me that they are like calm after, they feel good after. I've always gotten really good feedback from anyone that I've ever done the sound healing bath for, over the phone, over FaceTime, over Zoom or whatever. I always get good feedback. But it's just always best, like number one, like, you know, 100% better to do it in person, okay? So that's just my take on it. So my experience with you know, sound healing. Okay, so I've always been intrigued by the sound bowls. I used to know this guy. He would go to the park and he would just play like a whole bunch of them. He would just have this whole thing going. So I started going with him, and I started realizing, like, dang, I always feel good. I always feel better. Like, these things actually work. Because before I thought it was just some sounds. Like, oh, you just playing some sounds. Like, you know, what you really got going on here? You feel me? But then I realized, like, no, like, this is healing. And I had to go and I had to do the research, because I'm a big fan of doing the research. You gotta do the research, okay? Make sure you do the research, okay? I ended up going to a metaphysical bookstore by the name of Alexandria II, which is in Pasadena, California. No, I'm not sponsored by them, but I should be him. So I went there one day and I had bought a sound bowl, and I was like, oh, I'm about to just like buy one. So I bought this sound bowl. Like, it's so beautiful. It sounds so good. My children love it. I play the sound bowl for them, especially whenever like your kids is like a little bit like, you know, all over the place. Sit them down and, like, you know what I'm saying, let them hear some frequency music to like put them in a better mood. I don't think that if your kid is already in like a bad mood and you just like yelling at them and just like punishing them, I don't think that that's effective. I ain't trying to tell people how to parent or nothing like that, because do it work for you, but you have to like understand that maybe your kid is stressed out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't tell them what your kids got going on, and they're, you know, it depends on their age level and stuff like that as well. But sit them down and put on some frequency music. Sit down, if you have a sound bowl, play the sound bowl for them. Let them play the sound bowl for themselves and stuff like that, because I think that the way that we parent and the way that we consequence our children or discipline our children, I personally feel like we have to have that conversation. I'm gonna do a whole video about parenting, okay, and like, you know, ways to parent that might not be traditional. You feel me? That's a different subject. I don't want to get off into that, but I really do feel like, you know, a lot of times we have to use these methods with our children as well. We can't just do it on ourselves and then our kids are not out of control, but you know, just like experiencing stress, and they don't need to be experiencing that stress. You know, I hear it all the time, like, oh yeah, this is really good, I want to use this for my kids, and I want to do this, I want to do that. And when they do it for their kids, it's always a positive experience. Like, my children grew up around these things, so my children are, like, you know, very acquainted with, you know, the sound bowls and, you know, all that good stuff. But I think that should be like a regular part of, you know, self-care for our children, you know, because I really feel like the tablets, the iPads, the, you know, all that phones and stuff like that, I feel like that right there really do bring their frequency down. You know, the food that they eat, if your kid is eating something with like red 40, you know, yellow 5, you know, all that kind of stuff right there is not good. Like, it's just so not good. Like, it lowers their frequency, it lowers their vibration. That stuff is typically very acidic, and you want to like balance that out, and sound therapy is definitely a good way to balance that out for yourself as well as your children. So an example of sound destroying from an ancient perspective would be in the Bible, right? The Bible, the story of Jericho, right? So they had the walls, and the people went around the walls and they were chanting for like days, and then the walls fell down. See, sound is powerful. So sound could either destroy or sound can build up. The pyramids, they say that they were built through sound also. Some pyramids were built through sound, like levitation of stones through sound. So sound could either build up or sound can destroy. So, you know, always keep that in mind. Know what you're listening to, literally, okay? So that's my video for today. Make sure you guys stay tuned for part 2, because I will be coming at y'all real soon, okay? Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, share, and comment on this video. And you guys make sure you guys hit me up if you guys need any advice, any tips, any suggestions for, you know, videos going forward. Let me know what you guys will want to see, learn more about, anything with like the healing, you know, methods. I'll more than likely know about it. So make sure you guys let me know what you guys need, okay? Peace.